doing a live next Tuesday, but I thought that I'd just jump on here for a quick 10 minutes. I got asked, or quite a few questions came through the other day, which I didn't get to answer. So I thought, you know what, let me pop on for 10 minutes. There's no agenda. I've got no slides for you guys. I thought I'd just literally answer some questions and then I'll be on my merry way. So do feel free to kind of pop any questions in if you have any that you'd like me to answer. If I don't get to answer them today, then I'll obviously do it in the next live, which will be probably on Tuesday. But who knows, I might come on before. So let me just quickly turn on my chat side. Good. Okay. So first of all, I hope everyone's had a good week. It's been a pretty crazy one for me and my company. We've had a lot of activity happening over the last week. There's been a lot of buyer activity, a lot of tenant activity, which is fantastic. But with that comes a lot of ball ache. So we've had a couple of offers come through this week, sales and rentals, negotiating for days, offer gets agreed, and then one party decides not to go ahead for whatever reason. So we've been trying to kind of, turn these dead deals into live deals again. So it's pretty much ongoing. But we're finding that that's happening quite a lot. When I'm talking to other brokers in the market, they're also having the same situation where you've got buyers or sellers that are kind of changing their mind last minute. All you can really do in these situations is hit them with the data. If they're looking for properties or looking for properties that are cheaper, or the seller wants higher price, then you have to go back to your data source. You have to go back and see what the transactions are happening, if they're higher or lower, if the expectations are right or not, and then let the rest, hopefully the rest will sort itself out. So that's pretty much what we're going through at the minute. So let's see. Been a bumpy ride, but we're nearly there, nearly at the end of the week. But I also think as well, when it comes to this job, I really don't feel that clients understand what real estate agents go through. The hard work that you guys put in. You obviously, most of you, if you're in the kind of the US or the UAE market, you're on commission only. So, you've got to work hard for those deals. So when a client puts an offer in on a property, that's them committing to that property. For them then to change their mind or to ghost you or to start playing silly games, it's not right. And the broker just obviously gets frustrated and sometimes demotivated. So I do feel for you guys. And I really wish, and I really get annoyed when I see people, trashing brokers. They give me a bad service. All they do is care about money. They make too much commission. I wish they actually took a day in the life of a broker and see how hard it is, and then come back and say, but that's the life we live in. If any of you guys are watching right now and you're going for anything like that, or you've had kind of stories, let me know, pop them in the comments. Keen to hear. Anyway, so let's get on and let's answer some questions. Okay, I'm going to go through some here. So I've got one that says, quite a good one. What's the one habit that's made the biggest difference to your business? For me, it's my morning routine. Okay, that is the habit that sets the tone for me for the whole day. So as you guys know, my alarm clock goes off at 4:30. So I'm up at 4:30, 4:45. If I'm feeling a little bit tired, I'll wake up at 4:45. I'll then take the dog for a walk for 15, 20 minutes. And then back, I then get to the gym for 5:30. I'm in the gym then till about 6:15. Home, ready, office by 7:30. I then film some content. So I literally spend from 7:30 till 8:30. I'll film my content for the day. I already have kind of what I want to film already mapped out, which I do on a Sunday. So I'll do that for an hour, and then I'll plan kind of what I want to achieve during that day as well. So my morning routine is to the minute. Okay, I know what I need to do, literally by minute, hour by hour, right up until 9 a.m. My whole morning is mapped out for me. I find that if I don't have some kind of routine, strict routine, I feel off. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel like I know what I need to focus on. If I have a structure and a plan, it keeps me grounded, keeps me focused. I know what I need to achieve for that day. Even the weekends, I still have a habit of waking up early. It's a bit different on the weekends because I'll get up at normally 5:30 and then I'll get to the gym by 6. But I'm then in the gym from 6 till normally 7:30, 8 o'clock. So that's my my weekend habit. And it's just consistent. Since I've been doing that, this has made the biggest change in my life, because I have a structure. It's given me structure, gives me purpose, and it just keeps me on the right flow. So that's been the biggest kind of difference to my business, is that I'm much more focused, much more energized for my day. And some of my best ideas come in that morning routine. When I'm at the gym, I'm on the running machine or do my weights, I think about how all these great things that I want to achieve with this business that I'm doing now, your real estate COO, or the real estate company that I run. All my best ideas come in that morning routine, that morning habit. What piece of advice would you give your 25-year-old self? Trust the process. Trust the process. I feel like, if you're doing the right things and you're doing them consistently, sometimes it's easy to question what we're doing because we don't see the instant gratification, the instant results. But you need to keep doing those things to see the results. So if I was 25, I'd be like telling myself, trust the process. You might feel like what you're doing doesn't make sense now, but it will do when you're 42, which I am now. So trust the process. If you're doing the right things, it will always compound. Okay, so what's the worst real estate advice you keep hearing? Cold calls don't work. Simple. Cold calls don't work. Cold calling's old school. Doesn't work. It does work, but it's reps. You've got to do a lot of cold calls to get the results. So if you're only doing 10 cold calls in a day, it's very unlikely that you're going to get the results that you need. If you're doing 100 cold calls a day, out of those 100 cold calls, you're probably going to get maybe a quarter of those calls that will probably pick up. Out of that quarter, maybe only a quarter again will actually be of use to you. So if you're only doing 10, 12, 15 calls in a day, you're probably not going to get any results that you actually need to progress your business and to scale. Cold calls are great. Cold calls give you good conversations, practice your skills. If you have a good script, then you're going to get ahead. Cold calls don't work if you're not doing enough of it, or if you don't have a good script, or you're not confident with the product that you're selling. That's when it doesn't work. But I feel like a lot of agents, they don't want to cold call because they feel like it's wasting their time, because they want that instant gratification again. They want that instant result, but they actually have to make the cold calls to get the results. So again, I feel like it's definitely something that needs to be done in real estate, because also with the cold calling, you're going to hopefully get the fruit at the top of the tree that nobody else has got, which can then be maybe an exclusive listing. If you're going for the low hanging fruit, that's what everybody has. Everybody eats there. That's not what you want. You want the ripe stuff at the top that nobody else has, that you can have, that's exclusive to you. That's going to get you better results. So cold calling does work. What's another one? What's a quick win a broker can do tomorrow morning? That's a good one. Okay, right. What I would say is reactivate. Go through all your leads. Go through all your leads and reactivate. So you might have leads in your inbox or your CRM system that you haven't contacted in the last week, 10 days, 14 days, maybe the last couple of weeks they haven't answered you. Go back through them. Or go one better, go through the lead pool. If your company has a lead pool, go through the lead pool and reactivate some of those old leads in there. I have a broker who's been on my team for 1 month. Her first deal in her first week on the sales floor came from the lead pool, a lead that had been on the system for over a month, just sitting there, doing nothing, collecting dust. She went through the lead pool, extracted it, did a viewing, closed a deal. That's where her first deal came from. And brokers who I've trained in the past, I'd say 80% of those of their first deals came from the lead pool. So if your company has one, my advice would be tomorrow, go through and extract at least 3 to 5 of them and see what you can do. That could be where your next deal comes from, because they're buyers and tenants who actually want a product. At some point, they've come through to your company and they're saying, listen, I want to buy a property. I want to rent a property. Help me. but they've been forgotten about. So go there. What's next? So number 5, let's have a look. This is a good one. What's the difference between a busy broker and a productive one? A busy broker will be a broker that's always busy running around, loads of viewings happening. They're out all day, every day. They miss morning meetings because they're on a viewing because they're really busy, or they come in late because they're on a viewing, but they never convert. A productive broker is a structured one. Okay, they keep to the same structure every single day. They're in early. They go for their follow-ups. They go for the new leads. They're booking their viewings. They're then out in the afternoon. But not only that, they're productive because they've qualified each and every client. So before they waste their time going out being a free tour guide of Dubai, they've qualified all their clients. So they know exactly what they're walking into, as opposed to the busy broker who just wants to seem like they're busy and rushing out, meeting clients who aren't actually proceedable. So that's what I would say is the difference. That was a good question, that one. What's something you used to believe about real estate that you no longer do? I just thought one. Do you know what I would say? When a buyer says, "I'm only working with you," don't believe them. Don't believe them. You know they're on the phone with other agents, and you know that they're seeing properties behind your back. Feel like they're cheating on you. I've been caught out with that before. A buyer says, "I'm only working with you, Ashley. You know, we really like you. We're going to buy a house with you." So you put all your time and energy into them, and all of a sudden, "Oh, Ashley, sorry to say this, my husband saw a property with another agent. We're going to go with that one." We've all been there. You feel like, oh, been cheated on. So that's one thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Never trust a buyer when they say that. "I'm only working with you. Don't worry, I'm only going to come through you." Never listen to them. Okay, what else is there? What's one thing brokers waste too much time on? Well, have you got all day? I'll give you one. You're covering an area. So you're an area specialist for, I don't know, postcode, community, building, whatever you want to say. But then you're wasting time taking on random listings that aren't in that community or that postcode area. Why? If you're an area specialist for a specific community or area, be that community specialist. Don't be taking on random listings here, there, and everywhere, because what you'll do is you won't be useful to anybody. When a lead comes in for that one random listing that you have somewhere in the back of nowhere, you've only got one listing to show them. That buyer or tenant's going to want to see more options. Who they're going to rent or buy through? The agent that shows up once and shows up and shows them one property, or an agent that's actually a specialist in that area who's going to have 4, 5, 6 options to potentially show them. Probably agent B. They're going to see your unit, and unless it's something spectacular, if it's not, they're going to see your unit and be like, "What's next?" You'd be like, "Oh, well, I've only got this one to show you." "Oh, well, I'm off to see agent B next, and they're showing me 5 options." Probably going to go with that one. So try and stick to your area. I know it's hard, but try and stick to your area. Unless it's a super amazing property and you got feedback from your seller and it's worth it, but try not to. Try and be that broker that actually is a specialist in an area that you're working in, because then you're useful to your buyers and your tenants. What's a mindset shift that changed everything for you? So that's my dog going crazy. I would say the gym and fitness. I found that fitness really changed my life. It was something that kind of set my whole change or transformation off. It really gave me habits and discipline. Once I started seeing the change in my body, that's when I became locked in. But also it gave me the discipline, waking up early, eating good food, okay, getting to bed in a certain time, stop drinking alcohol. It gave me all these things. Then that gave me more energy for my work. and I became more obsessed with my work. So literally the gym, fitness. I never understood people who were obsessed with the gym and were always in the gym. It's the weekend, they're in the gym. When I was at the pub having drinks, never understood it until I started it myself. And now I'm one of those people. Friday night, you catch me in the gym. Saturday morning, 5:30, you catch me in the gym. So fitness changed everything for me. So that was that. What else is there? Oh, what's one question every broker should ask themselves on a Sunday night? Did I do enough this week? What went well? What didn't go well? What can I learn from this week? What can I implement that's going to be different next week? What is my plan next week? Where is my next deal coming from? Who do I need to focus on? There's so many questions that you need to be asking yourself. What do I want out of this whole next 7 days? What deal is going to be moving me forward? What deal can I move forward? There's so many questions that you should be asking yourself on a Sunday night. That's why I always take Sunday to prep. Sunday is my prep day. It's my prep day for everything. So for cleaning the house, for doing the washing the cars, prepping my content for the week. What do I want to talk about? What do I want to yap about? What do I want to post on LinkedIn? All these things I'm doing. So as a real estate agent, you want to be thinking about potentially how many deals you want to close, what money do you want to make, where's that money going to come from? Having a look at my clients, which one of these clients is going to get me those deals? If you've got 15 active clients on your database, your CRM system, out of those 15, which ones are going to get me the deal? If it's only one client that's super motivated, that's great. You got one deal. Focus on that one person. The rest can wait until you get maybe another lead that might be more motivated. But you should know this by Monday. When you walk into the office on Monday morning, you should have your plan. You should know what you're doing with confidence, with conviction. Sometimes when I ask my team what their plan is for the week, I get blank faces coming back at me. I'm like, you don't have the clue. When you should have a clue. You're running a business. So act like you're an entrepreneur, act like you're a business owner, because you pretty much are. Your desk is your business. So how's your business making money? What can you do to improve your business? These are all the things that you want to be thinking about. Why did I start your real estate COO? That's a very good question. So I've been in the business now for 23 years. I have pretty much been at every level that there is when it comes to real estate. I started as a cold caller, as a business development agent. I went to be a leasing or lettings negotiator, senior broker, manager, branch manager, area manager. That was all in the UK. I have then moved to Dubai. I started right back as a broker. I then went to a leasing manager. Then I went to a head of leasing, head of residential, a COO, and then now I'm a managing director. So I've been through every single level, every rank that there is. And I've trained hundreds of brokers. I've turned brokers from a fresh green broker to six-figure brokers. I have taken companies from loss to profit. I've won 9 industry awards throughout my 23 years in this industry. So I thought now's the time to start giving back to the wider audience. I started Your Real Estate COO just as a YouTube channel. Didn't really have a plan for it, just wanted to kind of give back some insights and tips. And it's kind of expanded from there. From the YouTube channel, I started obviously making more content. That gained a lot of traction with subscribers. That then I had questions and people asking, do I do coaching? Do I offer services in terms of helping upskill? So it's kind of just grown into what it is now. And it's great because I get to do these sorts of things with you guys. I get asked questions all the time. I'm now starting coaching. I have a couple of coaching clients. I am taking on coaching clients if any of you guys are there and you feel like you do want additional help and support. Maybe you're a bit stuck. Maybe you've hit a bit of a rut. Maybe you're new, but you're not getting the support that you need. This is what I'm for. This is what I offer you guys. So you can hire me as your mentor and your coach to help you improve your skills. Alongside this, I'm actually training to be a life coach as well. So you're going to have an element of life coaching, plus business strategy or business coaching all rolled into one. So this is what I want to give back to you guys now. So this is why I created it. I feel there's so many brokers and agents in this market, regardless of the market, UK market, US, UAE, that are just not getting the results that they want. They're not getting the support that they want. If I can be that voice, I mean, I'm not one of these people that jump around and are super hyperactive, like I see some of these young coaches on Instagram and hype stuff up. And I'm not that sort of person. I'll just give it to you as it is. 23 years experience. I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to hype it up or dress it up in any way. I'm going to give you the honest, raw truth. But I'm here to make sure that I get you results. That's what you guys expect of me. So that's why I created this Your Real Estate COO. There's going to be a lot more exciting things coming up within the brand over the course of the next 6 months, which I'm really working on right now. I have started my newsletters. So if you guys want to be a part of the newsletter or want to receive my newsletters, you can pop an email or comment and I'll add you to that. There's so many exciting things happening, so you really have to stay tuned. But again, I always say that this was created, especially YouTube, was created for you guys. This is your platform. I want to build a community where you guys can come and feel like you can ask me anything. I mean, you're in my house right now, so it's like you're at my house and having a conversation. Hence why the videos that I did at the beginning mostly were in my house, because I wanted it to feel like you're at my house having a conversation, and it's kind of comfortable and it's familiar. And that's why I chose to do it in the house, so people feel like they know me and they see my surroundings. Yes, I do most of the content now in the office, but I still do. Sometimes I do videos at the house, but that's the kind of vibe. I'm going to be sharing more behind the scenes, more of my life story as well. My successes, my failures, my struggles. Okay, I've got many of them over the 23 years. I'm 42. I've got many of them over my 23 years of experience within real estate. I'm going to be sharing them with you so you guys don't make the same mistake. That's personal. That's personal, not just business. That's personal as well. That's personality. So I'm going to be sharing all these things with you too. So it's there's a lot coming. So you've got to stay tuned. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for tonight. Just wanted to quickly jump on and add some value, hopefully. I am going to try and do this a bit more often. I said next Tuesday, but know me, I'm probably going to be here on the weekend. But it's impromptu. It's not planned, and that's what I like about it. So I will see you hopefully in the next one. Do feel free to pop any comments, any questions that you guys want me to cover. As always, I'll be happy to do so. Until the next time, see you later. Take care.